Are you guys from Oakland, or what part of the Bay Area do you guys live right now?
I live in Oakland. My father's was in San Francisco for like, I don't know, 15 years, and then moved to Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Oakland too.
Oakland too?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I want to talk about that because, I'll be 43 in November, 11/2, right? But the Oakland that I remember when I was growing up is not the Oakland that it is now, right? So you mentioned gentrification. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know Oakland's changing a lot, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, since you guys are in Oakland and you guys are in the midst of it. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Like, can you explain a little bit about what's happened to Oakland like in the last couple of years?
Well, as a non-Oakland native, I can give my perspective.
Yeah, as a non-Oakland,
someone who was like,
all the Oakland
which is
natives
an
like,
interesting,
you know,
right? It feels like an interesting perspective, right? Of like, I'm a black woman in Oakland. My family's been in Oakland for a while, and we're immigrant.
Yeah,
but I'm also not from there, so
it's very unique though.
So I can only say what I've seen in the past like 10 years. It like right now it's really intense. I live right by the lake.
Okay.
And I've been there, at the
Lake
same
Merritt?
spot the entire time. And I mean, like, I knew it was real when like the street got redone in like 3 days, and then all of our washers and dryers got turned into credit card washers and dryers.
Whoa.
Have you ever seen that before? So my grandma like can't do laundry, and it works half the time. Like there's been times where like, it wasn't in the account and I couldn't do laundry.
Yeah.
So
Grandma was like, what happened to the coin machine?
But yeah, I mean, I think the things that like the coffee shops are cute. I mean, this is like right pre-pandemic or whatever. The things are nice. Like, we finally got that damn snow park, which the community has been asking for 15 years because the white people are now living there. Okay. So there are nice
white
things
people for that, at least, right? Yeah.
There are nice things happening, but I'm like, it's like, I feel like it's only a good thing if you can create space for the people who have been there.
Yeah.
And created the culture.
And unfortunately, I don't think that's what it's intended,
No.
I think it's intended to basically
take over.
Yeah, take over.
I grew up in the Bay.
Yeah.
And my perspective of Oakland growing up was everybody I knew is from the Bay. And then as time goes by, I've been meeting a lot of people who are not from here.
Okay.
And there wasn't, I was a teenager, partying and stuff like that, and wasn't really into the art scene. So, but things have changed. Meeting a lot of people not from here, so.
Yeah. They call it ICE. So I'm from San Jose, and obviously this place has changed more than anything, the Silicon Valley, right? So when I grew up in San Jose, it was Vietnamese and Mexican, pretty much, right? And they call it ICE, Indian Chinese explosion. So, yeah. So what? I didn't make that up. Someone told me about it, right? Wow. But yeah. Wow. So the Bay Area you see now is all these tech engineers. Yeah, right. Most of them are from like India, from the Asian countries, and they're just taking over. You know what I mean? And like Joe was saying, like, I don't recognize this area from the one I grew up. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying it's completely different. I moved away to Southern California for 10 years from 2001 to 2008. And I love Southern California, by the way. Like, I would still be there if it weren't for the 2008 crash, because I was in real estate. And so when real estate happened, I went from mama, I made it, to mama, can I move back into the house? You know what I mean? So I came back, right? But yeah, when I came back to the Bay Area the first time, I didn't even recognize it. Like, I was like, whoa, like, so many new buildings, so many new everything, and the people is just completely different, But so now you guys are in Oakland, and Oakland is actually, it's good and bad, right? Because of the gentrification, right? I knew Oakland was changing when I went there and I saw hipsters all over the place, and I was like, wait a minute. There's a white dude with a beard. Like, I don't remember this. I remember, African American or Mexicans. And by the way, at one point, Oakland was majority Hispanic.
Really?
I didn't know that. Yeah, like, it was like...
What year?
This is probably, and don't quote me on this, but maybe the 2000s or maybe like the late 90s or something like that. Because it went like from majority like African American to majority Hispanic, and now it's majority like, I guess, hipster or whatever. I don't know, right? Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying that because I don't know if you're hipster. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, like, Like that's what I
It's just
see
an
when I go to
observation.
Oakland. Yeah, it's an observation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what I see, right?
I grew up like how for me growing up in the Bay Area, all my friends were people of color.
Wow, that's awesome.
Everywhere you go, like Oakland, San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco, that's all it was.
Yeah. But you know, I think a lot of it is because it got expensive, right? Like the Bay Area, this area is get rich or get out pretty much. So yeah, it's the cost of living really. So when all the home prices started to go up, a lot of people, because I remember my entire family used to live in San Jose, like everybody. And those were the cool days. Like everybody got together because I'm Hispanic, big old families, right? Again, that doesn't mean if you're Hispanic you have big families, but usually it happens. It's just another observation, right? And then all of a sudden things started getting expensive, and then they started building houses in Sacramento, so they could have like a 10-bedroom house or like a 5-bedroom house for half the price that they could in San Jose. So people started leaving. A lot of people went to Stockton, Tracy, Mather, Elk Grove, Sacramento, right? So really that's when, I don't know if you call it gentrification, but that's when the outward migration started in the Bay Area. And then you had all these people coming in from other places that are highly educated, tech workers, and just driving up the prices of the home. So that's kind of really how everything started. But so I think Oakland was kind of like the last of the Mohicans because it's still the somewhat affordable place in the Bay Area city, like Oakland, Hayward. They're still kind of affordable, like,
In comparison
Yeah,
to
compare- yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
like-
we just compared to San Francisco. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
So this house is like $1.7 million. This house, right? You could still find a house in Oakland maybe for under $1 million, which is kind of ridiculous because these are just normal houses, right? You go to like Southern California or Idaho. What can you get in Idaho for $1 million?
Yo, I remember growing up, it was this thing. It was like, yo, the Californians moving to Idaho because they could just buy mansions.
Yeah.
Just like giant mansions.
Yeah.
And they
sell
was
their house.
living in a little tiny thing back in California. But now they live in a mansion.
Like there's a meme that says like San Francisco, $3,000 a month. It's like a little shack, like no bathroom, whatever. And then you go to Idaho, it's like a freaking mansion. But, yeah, but anyways.